Welcome to the live stream today. Whether you're joining me live or whether you're watching this replay later, I am so glad that you are here with me, especially because today I celebrate my husband and I, Matthew, and I celebrate our 16th wedding anniversary. So it's a very special day for me. In today's video, I am going to talk about the ugly truth behind the phrase, "You look beautiful," especially when we say it and we use it in our interactions with women, or when we're talking about women and we use that phrase about they're talking about women's looks. Now, if you are someone who values and respects women and wants to honor women for all that they are, this live is going to be very useful to you and to all the women you interact with. I am going to teach you some expressions that you can use as you are thinking about women, as you are interacting with women, and as you are talking to others about women so that you can talk about them in alignment with your values of honoring and respect and for all women. This is important, especially if you have women in your life. So I just want to know right now, tell me in the chat, who are the women that you have in your life? And thank you for wishing me a happy anniversary, Samantha. So who are the women in your life? Do you have a mother? Do you have a daughter? Do you have a sibling? Do you have a female friend or a female colleague or a female leader, female boss? So who are the women in your life? I'd like to see that in the chat because I'd like to have you think about these women as we go through the chat. And this live, by the way, is not just directed to those of you who identify yourselves as male, or those of you who identify yourselves as gender fluid or nonconformist. No, this live is also for you, and it's going to be useful for you if you identify yourself as women or female. And I can see for you, Samantha, you have mom, sister, clients, yes, female clients, and daughters. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Alejandra Siroca from Language Alchemy, and I help individuals and couples like you who want to have more peace and harmony in your lives and in your relationships through transformative communication. Yes, I teach you transformative communication tools so that you can speak with clarity, confidence, and compassion and have that kind of transformation that you are seeking for your life and for your relationships and for this world that definitely needs us. Now, let's dive into the teaching today and into this live today. First of all, we want to start by acknowledging a few things. Number one, the understanding that you are here because you value women, because you respect women, and because you want to honor all that women are. So let's just start from that basic understanding, and that you would also like to see gender equality and that we can achieve gender equality in our lifetime, during our lifetime. Yes? If that's a yes, you can say yes. If those are your value, if you value women, if you respect women, if you honor women and would like to see gender equality in your lifetime, then put yes in the chat. So number two, let's acknowledge something else, that we have made a lot of progress in gender equality, but we actually still don't have it. And just this week, had a heartbreaking event in Atlanta, in the United States, in which 6 women of Asian descent were murdered. And it's been presumed that the reasons for the killings are at the intersection of misogyny, hatred, aversion, prejudice against women, and also discrimination and racism against members of our beautiful human family who are Asian or Pacific Islander descendants. So let's take a moment and and acknowledge that this was very tragic, heartbreaking, and that we don't have that gender equality yet. Now, we can achieve that gender equality, and that's why I'm here. Because the language that we speak shapes our lives, our relationships, it shapes our experience. And we have been so far using a language, and we're still using a language that puts women at a lower place in society, having lower qualities than men, or highlighting women that would be a value if men value them, just like the quality of beauty. Yeah. And so when we're constantly focusing in our language, in our interactions with women, and we're constantly thinking about women in a way of their looks, when we are just commenting on their looks, and we're talking about women in reference to they are valued because of how beautiful they are, or because of their appearance, then we all lose, because we lose the opportunity for women to receive the respect, the dignity that they deserve for all that they are, all the qualities, all the attributes, all the things that they bring into our lives, into the world, into society. And even especially when we want to show women that we see them or that we appreciate them, and we want to acknowledge their presence, if all we're doing is just telling women how they look, how beautiful they are, how beautiful they look, all we're doing is perpetuating a paradigm. A paradigm is a worldview and we're perpetuating the experience for women that makes women an object of beauty for men, those of whom are valued at a higher value than women. But in this live, I want to encourage you to raise your awareness, because you and I have the amazing opportunity of doing something different, of having gender equality in our lifetime, by bringing awareness to the language we use when we appreciate, when we acknowledge, when we say to women, yes, I see you. Because it's true. If we want to bring forth gender equality, whenever we want to bring forth equality, the first thing we need to do is to be able to say to that person who has not enjoyed equality, I see you. And we want to be able to say, women, I see you for all that you are. Now, let me say that we all do it. I have done it too, and sometimes I even do it too, and I need to call myself on and call myself out and bring myself and develop more awareness in the language that I'm using when I'm talking to women. But we all say, hi, oh wow, you look so beautiful. And we say that more often to women than we say to men. Or we introduce women and say, hi, this is my friend so-and-so. Isn't she beautiful? Doesn't she look beautiful? Or let's say that we want to set two friends up, a male friend and a female friend. And we talk to the male friend and we say, oh, I have a friend that I want to introduce you to. She is beautiful. And that's the first thing that we say. And we do it women to women as well when we talk about each other's appearance. I have a client, a male client, who after the end of our transformative communication sessions, he would say something like, thank you, Alejandra. This was really useful and helpful. And he would pause and say, this was at the beginning of our coaching sessions, of our coaching program. But at the end of the session, he would pause and say, oh, and your earrings look very beautiful today. So you see, what he was trying to tell me was, I value you. I thank you for this session. And now I have to find some comment to tell you about that has to do with beauty. Well, of course, we worked on that in our session, and he doesn't do that. Now, uh, once again, we have to bring awareness to the fact that we comment appearance again and again, and we're telling women we value you because of the way you look. And continuing using this language will not grant us gender equality in our lifetime. There are so many girls and so many women right now who do all kinds of alterations to their bodies because they want to look beautiful or more beautiful so that they can feel valued. That is also tragic. And I remember years ago, I was teaching a workshop to a group of women. All the women were over 60. And they were talking about how they felt invisible in society now because people didn't comment about their looks, because people didn't say things about their looks, and so they felt they didn't feel valued. So see, we women have also been, it's also been ingrained into us that our value equates to our beauty. And as we age, women start feeling invisible. Now, I want to tell you, this particular workshop that I facilitated for women, all these women had been leaders in their industry, and uh, they have made amazing contributions to society, and yet they were not feeling valued because they were no longer adhering to a sense of beauty. So we really need to change this. We even see it in shows like, have you ever seen Mrs. Maisel? And the first sessions where she goes into this very strict beauty regimen to look beautiful and valuable to her husband. So it's in society, it's everywhere. Recently, I saw a movie where a father comes into a playground. He has a son and a daughter. He says to the son, "Hey, Tiger, how are you? Who's the strongest kid here?" And when he sees his 5-year-old daughter, he says to her, "And who is the prettiest?" And there you have it, just in one phrase. We are putting these messages into girls. So if we want equality, it's true. We want to increase the visibility of those who do not have equality. Now, my question, and probably what you're wondering now, is, so what can I do? What can I say? How can I, with my language, honor women and honor my own values of respect for women and wanting gender equality and wanting women to experience the same dignity and respect that our males, members of our beautiful human family, express? How do we do that with your language? Well, first of all, the first thing you need to do, and this is what language alchemy, what I teach, is all about, is raise your awareness about the language you are using. So number one, you need to raise your awareness about the kind of comments you make to women, about how you are thinking about women and their value, or how you're talking to others about women. So that's number one. Number two, you need to use language that reflects women for other things, for all that they are. So maybe you reflect on their values, you comment on their attributes, you talk about the unique characteristics that they bring to the table with their presence, with their existence, their contributions to society. So when you say hello to a woman, one of the things you can do is avoid making comments about their physical appearance. When you introduce a woman to others, you can talk about their unique qualities. Is it determination? Is it her creativity? Is it her capacity for innovation? Is it her courage? Or the third thing that you can do is that when someone goes on and on talking about women's looks, you can redirect them and you can talk about the attributes that are unique to that woman. So quickly think about what attributes that woman brings. Is it that this woman is amazing at keeping budgets? Is it that this woman is resourceful at researching information? Is it that this woman has just come up with a new invention? Is it that this woman is a fair and a fierce leader? So bring the conversation to that. And if you are a woman like me, and you are constantly hearing comments about your looks or about other women's looks, then we also can redirect the conversation. A few years ago, I was at a party and a woman introduced me to her friends by commenting on my looks. And with, I immediately asked a question to the other person and to redirect the conversation. In another situation, what I did was, because I was very comfortable in this setting, I said to the person who introduced me as beautiful, I said, and you know what? I'm very intelligent. So let's talk about that. Let's focus on that. And I can see that this other person is intelligent too. So let's talk about that. And we can move the conversation around. So to have gender equality, we need to speak the language of equality. To have dignity for all and honor women for all that they are, we need to speak that kind of language. And we need to raise our awareness about the language we use in our everyday life, in the way we think, and the way we interact with others. If you'd like to raise your awareness about the language you use in your everyday life, whether it's your internal language or your language with others, because you want to have more peace, more harmony, and more peace and harmony for all in this world and future generations, then sign up to my mailing list. Every week, I send 3-minute videos to help you raise your awareness about the language that you are using, so that together we can bring forth more peace, more harmony, more respect, and more equality for all. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful weekend. Bye.